Hello, fellow artistes. Today, I am going to teach you how to balance rocks. Okay, I'm going to give this a shot. No, well, I'll get it. Don't worry. Okay, try a different rock. Maybe. Oh! Yeah. Got it. So actually, I'm talking about a special art word called balance. Let me try to explain the idea of balance by showing you a picture that is not in balance. In this picture that I drew, I concentrated all of the stuff in the drawing over in one area, on one side of the artwork. So there's so much happening over here, and there's so little things happening over here. If I want to try to make this picture balanced, I can do a few different things. One thing that I can do is maybe instead of having the mountain right here, I can instead draw the mountain over here. So then the house would be here and the mountain would be here, and the two together would balance each other out. Or I can leave everything over here and I can find something else that I can put over here. So now the picture is a little bit more balanced, because now I have this tree with the little birdies inside of the hole in the tree over on this side of the paper to balance out what is happening over here on this side of the paper. One of the words the artists use is the term visual weight. So everything that you draw has visual weight to it. It's like adding a weight to the artwork. So the house has its own visual weight to it. The mountain has its own visual weight to it. Even the smoke coming out of the chimney. And the tree has visual weight to it. We can increase the amount of visual weight there is in the picture by making things darker. So over here, you know, it's all very light, but what if I start coloring in areas? Now there's a lot more visual weight. It's almost like we think about it as if this is heavier now because I've colored it in. I've made this area have more visual weight. Because before, you know, we didn't really notice the window right away. It wasn't like the thing that our eyes were drawn to. But now, because it's so dark compared to all the other stuff, now our eyes go right there. Our eyes are drawn to it. Here's another way to illustrate this idea of balance in an artwork. I have this balance scale in front of my little drawing that I made, and right now there's nothing in these two little baskets, little trays, and it's pretty well balanced. I don't know if I got it all the way balanced, but when I put things in my artwork, I am affecting the balance of the artwork. So if I put more things over on this side of the artwork, and depending on how much visual weight it has, it can affect the balance of the artwork. So what my job is as an artist is to try to find ways to balance out all different areas of the artwork. So I have to find something to put over here. Uh-oh. That one didn't have quite as much visual weight as the one in here. So that may mean that I need to add something to this side to balance it out. Oh, that's too much. I'm gonna have to find something pretty perfect to get this all the way balanced, but I just want to help you understand the idea. So I did something a little small, and now it's starting to be balanced. I have one large rock in here, I have a medium rock, and a very tiny rock in here. So those represent the different visual weights that you can put in your artwork. Certain things are going to have a lot of visual weight and be very heavy looking, like the darkened window, because our eyes are drawn to that so much. And other things are going to have less visual weight. The main thing that I want you to understand about balance is the idea of placing things in your artwork in different areas of the artwork. Not bunching them all up in one area, but thinking about how to spread them out so it feels like they're balancing each other out. Today, I would like you to try out a certain type of balance using the rocks that you gathered or the other household knick-knacky items that you gathered. This type of balance is called radial balance. In this type of balance, everything that you do in the artwork is repeated around the center. So we're going to start with the center of the paper and we're going to work our way outward. And everything that we do as we build pieces of the design, it's repeated around the center. So everything is the same. And because everything will be the same over here as it is over here, that will create balance in our artwork. So it's going to start with a center rock or center object that you gathered from your home. Whatever you choose, rock or object from your home, it's probably a good idea if it's fairly round. Okay, if it's a weird shape, then it's not going to look as much like a radial design that is repeated around the center. It's a good idea to have it be round. So I'm going to take that rock, or whatever I choose, and I'm going to put it in the center. Then I'm going to choose several rocks that are similar to each other. They could be smaller than that first rock or bigger. Doesn't really matter. They should also be similar shapes. That'll help you make it look more radial. And all I need to do is I need to start putting them in a certain arrangement. And I can really choose. I could start off by, and it's going to be around the center rock. I could start off like that. And if I do that, then what that means is I need to repeat it. I'm going to repeat it around that center rock. I could repeat it just 4 times. These are equally spaced pretty closely. Or I could repeat it more than that. I could put another layer of rocks around right here. But it's supposed to be equal. Okay, so I've repeated those rocks around the center, and I've tried to make them be in the same positions. Now if I all of a sudden go like this, then that's not quite as radial as it was, because all of these rocks look like they're pointing outwards and this one doesn't anymore. So whatever I do, I need to try to be consistent. If I want them to be like this, then all of them should be like that. Then the next step is to build the design outward. So I'm going to choose some more rocks. Once again, I'm going to choose rocks that I think are similar in size and shape. They're not going to be exact, but that's okay. But if you have rocks that are really not similar to the group of rocks that you collected, then it's going to be less likely that the design looks radial. Okay? So now what I do is I add to this design, and this is where the choice comes in. Like how am I going to repeat the design, or how am I going to add to the design and make it look differently? I can do whatever I want, really. it's going to just be built outwards away from the center. And so if I put it right there, then I need to do something similar. I need to try to repeat the same type of thing all the way around. Now, I'm not done. I mean, that does not look like it's repeated all the way around. At the very least, I need to have one more. Now, it's repeated in all different areas. It's repeated up here, or over here, down here, and over here. If I take one of these away, then it doesn't work. I can, like before, I can add another one here, 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 and here, but I don't need to. This is good enough. If I do start putting one right there, then, like I said before, I need to do it all the way around. But I think I'm going to do something different. Am I done? Nope. I have to do one right there, right? And basically, I keep going. Whatever I start repeating on a new round, I have to use rocks that are similar size and shape. What do you think? Is there anything that might be unbalanced with what I've done here? Remember, everything has visual weight. Some things have more visual weight, and some things have less visual weight. If you were thinking that this rock looks way too big compared to these ones, I think you're right. So again, choosing ones that are a similar size and shape. And it's going to be pretty impossible to get them exact, but similar will help it look balanced. Okay? That's the whole idea of what I'm trying to teach you right now, is that things have visual weight, and the idea of a radial design that is balanced because it's repeated around the center. I'm going to keep going. Alright, there's another thing that I did that may not be the best choice, because if I'm trying to achieve balance and making sure that everything looks really the same on both sides in all areas, this rock right here, while is pretty cool, I think, and I think it's even brighter red in person than it is on the screen, I think it's too red compared to the other ones, which means it's having a stronger pull, a stronger visual weight. And the shape and size are different as well, so that affects the visual weight too much compared to those other ones. So I think I got to choose a different rock. Okay, that's it for this one. I think that looks pretty cool. I'll show you another one that I did earlier. And then here's one that I'm going to do with the household objects, so that you know it can be done with things other than rocks. Okay, so in some ways, doing this activity with household objects that I found, and I found these pretty much all at my desk in the art room. It was easier in some ways where, I could find multiples of the same object. And so that made it easy to have similar sizes and shapes. In another way, it was slightly more difficult, but not really, in the sense that sometimes colors were different, so that could throw off the balance a little bit. But that works. So if you can't go outside because it's so smoky, which I totally understand, and I don't think you should today, at least until it clears up a lot, then you can use household objects to do this activity. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to get a square piece of paper, and you can get a square piece of paper by taking one of the drawing sheets of paper that I gave you, and with the help of your mom or dad, cut one end off of it so that it is a square. Having a square paper will help you a lot more in making this a radial design, okay? I would like you to try this out. Maybe try a couple different ones, try as many as you want to, but try at least one to create a radial design where all the things that you have in here are repeated around the center. So you start with that center thing, and then you start building it outward and repeating it. Then once you've done that, mom or dad can help you take a picture of it, and I would love to see that picture. The way you can show me the picture that you take is by attaching it to the assignment where you're finding these instructions in Google Classroom. It's really easy. All you have to do is save the image to your Chromebook, and then click on the button in Google Classroom that says plus, add, or create. And when you do that, you have the option of attaching files, and you find your picture and you attach it, and then you click on the button that says mark as done, and that basically turns in the assignment so that I know you're done with the assignment. All right, good luck, have fun, and stay safe.